Hello and welcome, Janet Beckers here, and I've got a special episode for you today of Romance Your Tribe Radio. Get out your note-taking material because today is a step-by-step masterclass on using the 4th win test in all of your marketing material. Now, what on earth is the 4th win test and why would you use it? So before I dive into what the 4th win test is, why would you use this? And to do this, I'll explain to you how I started to first develop this idea so you can see why it's important to use. You see, my second core business that I had run, Wonderful Web Women, which is the precursor to Romance Your Tribe, it was when I finally thought, you know what? I tried doing everything the way that, just following the books. But you know what? It's very hard to stand out from everybody because, you know what? I'm doing the same things as everybody else. But you don't want to just be a rebel for a rebel's sake. So that's what I thought, okay, everybody talks about a win-win. What can I do when it comes to my marketing to get not just a win-win-win, but what can I do to get a 4th win? What can I do that is going to make me really think outside the box and see if I can take any of my marketing efforts, any of my program creation efforts to the next level, simply by having an exercise that makes me think outside the square. That's what I did when I launched Wonderful Web Women, and the way that I then approached my marketing meant it took off really fast. And we're talking going from having nobody on my mailing list to a list of thousands in less than 8 weeks, to winning awards for Australian Marketer of the Year, basically based on what I'm going to be teaching you today. The things that I did were different to what everybody else was doing, but not radically so, but enough that it caught people's attention. And it still continues to do that. So that's what I'm going to be teaching you today. This simple exercise that you can be using today that is going to make you think outside the square and make it so that you can come up with that little tweak, a different way of doing things that means that you are going to stand out from the crowd. Sound good? So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to introduce you to the concept of the 4th win test. It's very, very simple for you to understand. And then to make it very easy for you to then see, well, how do I apply it? I'm going to run you through 3 examples that I am doing right now in my business so you can see how does it work. So how does that sound? So first of all, what is the 4th win test? So when it comes to any kind of marketing, or creating a new program, doing even something like running a podcast like I am now, I want you to think about, first of all, who are the main parties that are involved. So it's very obviously, it's going to be you. But if there is you, what else can you be doing? Is there another party? Well, of course, there's going to be, if you're marketing something, there's going to be the people who are going to be buying, whatever it is. But are there other different groups? You know, people that not just that could be involved, but what can you do to give them a huge benefit? It may be people who never buy your program. What can you be doing? It may be people who, there could be some sort of joint venture partners that you could get involved. Whatever groups that you've got, I want you to think about the next level of what sort of win is there. Who are the different parties so that it's not just you and one other person winning? What can you be doing? Now, it's not difficult to get to the 3rd one, and you'll see when I go through examples. It can be quite difficult to come up with the 4th. But when you do, then quite often you can come up with a 5th and a 6th. And every time you do that, it gets more and more creative and much more exciting. So let me run you through examples because that is the best way that I can teach you. So let's just start with this podcast. So I've got some notes here so I could work out those different groups for you. So these are the ones that are going to be very, very typical for any podcast that you're doing where you're interviewing people. So one of those is, okay, What is in it for me? Right, so for me, this is a way of me being able to continually give great content to people who are already existing customers and to new people, so that they get to see what I stand for, they get to know that I know my stuff, and it means that they're more likely to become clients. And when they do show an interest in buying, it's going to be a really easy sale. So for me, that is the benefit. And there's lots of other benefits that come from that as well. I get to have great contacts from the people who I interview. And a lot of those go on to do other, promotions and things with me. So that is me. That's an obvious one. The next one that you've got is, well, what about the people who I'm interviewing? Of course, I could be doing a podcast where nobody is getting interviewed. That's what I'm doing right now. And I alternate with mine and guest and then me teaching. Now, for the guest, well, we've got to think about what's in it for them. That's why every time before I start an interview with somebody, we spend some time beforehand. And my first question to them is, what's going to be the best thing for you to get out of this? What do you want? Are you wanting to get new leads? Have you got a promotion coming up, a book coming up? What is the best thing that you can do? What do you want to be known for? How can I help you? So that's what I'm also approaching. So I want to get great content, but I want to know, what am I doing to make this a true win for you? That's number 2. These are pretty obvious ones. The next one, of course, is the listeners. I want to be thinking, right, well, anybody that comes and listens to this, it's not going to be waffle. I want to make sure that people are getting really, really good value. I want to be able to say, I could sell this content and people would pay for it. I want it to be that good. So for those people, that's the third win. I'm making sure that the content is actionable. That's why I always have a focus on what are the action steps that you can take this week. So that is from me deciding what's in it for them. What makes it different is it's got to be about action, because that is really important for me to help people to get stuff done. Then the fourth win is, now you can start thinking a little bit creatively. So when I think about all of these relationships, what are other potential relationships here that I could be thinking about? What could I be doing for these people? Some of these might be the person who I'm interviewing, their clients, or it might be other people who I know. But a really obvious one to think about is, what about my existing clients? Is there something that I can be doing that's going to help them? And of course, making sure that it is a win-win all around. And so you may have noticed that I have recently started to profile some of my own clients on these interviews. Now, it doesn't mean that simply by enrolling in one of my programs, even in one of my VIP programs, that you are guaranteed of an expert spot. That's not going to happen, because I need to make sure that it's also going to be giving benefit to the people who listen to me. And people listen to this podcast because they're interested in certain topics. They want to grow their business. So if I have a guest that has something that's not of interest to my target market, well, they can't be a guest. And also, they have to have done the work. They have to have got results. So that's the next thing that goes. So it's not a given that every single person is, but for the people who are taking action, getting results, if we can have a story that is going to benefit the listeners who are turning up because they're looking for specific things, and it's going to benefit me, well, that is fantastic. So sometimes that focus may be on what they have done in their business as a result of working with me. And it's not all about me, it's about them, because honestly, they're the people doing the work. It's their results. I'm the guide helping. So that could be the story. Or it could be that their particular topic is absolutely perfect for my clients, for my listeners. So in that case, they get to, we talk more about what it is that they do. So that is just a simple way where I can be thinking, what is a fourth group? What can I be doing that's going to be helping my clients? And it also becomes a bit of an aspirational milestone for people that they, you know what, if you take action with what I'm doing and you get the results, if you stick with it and you get the results, I'm going to love having you on my podcast. So it's something for people to work towards as well. So that is a fourth win. So that is one example. Now let me share another one with you, and I will just have this here. Okay, so at the time of me recording this, I'm in the middle of putting together a brand new program that I know that people are needing, because it's something that I've already been helping clients with, and there's a gap that I've got, an area where I'm going, you know what, I get to people to this particular point, and unless they're one of my VIP clients, I can't help them any further. So I want to be able to help them. So I have started putting together a program that I'm going to be launching, it's going to be within this quarter, and it's going to be called the Attract Your Tribe Academy. Now, just a little bit of, so you know what's coming up. Now, at the time, as I'm doing this, there's two things that I'm doing. Number one is I'm organizing, actually creating the offer. What is it that I'm going to be doing? What am I going to be giving people? How am I going to be helping them? There's that part of it. And then there's another part where I'm thinking, okay, well, I've got to announce this to the world. What am I going to set up to promote it? So for both of these, I've challenged myself to come up with a fourth win test. So with the Academy, I have a lot of really good training material, templates, all of these sorts of things. And I also have my input that I'm going to be giving people so people can get some access to me to help them. But I thought, you know what? The thing that's really going to help my members a lot is there are people who are experts, who are great at the things that they do, that it's not my expertise. I don't have to be an expert in everything. There are other people in particular topics that's all they do, and they're super good at it. So if I can bring in somebody else who's going to be providing content and some sort of teaching, well, that is going to be a win for me, because I can give greater content, greater results, and it's a win for the members. That is a really good thing. So then the next thing to think about is, of course, well, there's the third group, is who is, my guest expert. What can I be doing with them? So for each of them, I've said to them, you know what, I want to know what's going to be a great win for you. What do you want to get out of it? And then with them, I've also challenged them around the fourth win. So for most of these, it's going to be, you know what, let's create some content together that's going to really help people. And for them, usually it is going to be, you know what, Janet, my ideal clients are also the kind of people attracted to this program. So I know that if I can show them how great I am at what I do, then some of those will become my clients, or they will refer other people to me. So getting that opportunity to be able to build that trust is a really good opportunity for people. That is one part of it. And there's other little things that for some people we've kind of worked out that are things that are really going to help them as well. Now, the other thing I thought was, okay, are there any other relationships as part of this? Is there something else here that we can do? Now, with some of these people that I have been talking to, it actually comes down to their clients. Now, you might think, well, how do you make it so that them getting involved in my membership, how is it going to help their clients? So then we can think about it in those ways. Some of those ways may be we have a special deal just for their clients. Another great way, and this has been coming up with two of these people, is they actually have a program where they are training other people to have the same level of expertise as them. They are training people to build a business on their expertise, the thing that they master in this, and each of these is to do with copywriting or generating traffic, those sorts of things. So they're getting people who they know their stuff, and they're going to be looking for clients. What if we can find a way to make it so that we can actually match people together? And how about if we can do it in a way where it's going to be a really good deal for my members and a fantastic opportunity for these other people? What can we do there? So that's just an example that I've got at the moment on creating a program. And with every single person that I'm inviting onto the faculty, because they're all handpicked, is I'm going through them personally, going, let's work out a win. Like, what's really in it for you? And let's see if there is a fourth party and what can we do for there. And so it's really nice way of building up that creativity and us thinking outside the square. Now, when it comes to the promotion and getting the message out there, I've also been thinking about that as well, about what can I be doing that there are different groups. So there are a few things here that I've come up with. So here are just the first 4 groups, and this is one I know that I'm going to be coming up with more of these as well, is I thought, well, what can I be creating that I have got that's really going to help brand new clients that come into this membership? They already have, like, it's awesome, like, you know, all these things that are basically done for you, and all these worksheets that you just go through, and it's going to simplify things for you. There's lots, and plus lots of, you know, accountability done for you, done with you, like, you know, let's get stuff done. There's all of that. But I thought, what else can I do that's going to make it really, really simple for people? And one of those is I thought, you know what, I'm going to create success maps so people know exactly what order, what resource to spend time on, depending on what stage they're at in their business online. So that for some people, they'll all be going through the same process. But for some people, I can say, I just want you to do the bare minimum of this. And you can skip this one. And you've got to spend as long as you can until you've nailed this one. But somebody at a different level of business is going to be doing it differently. So success maps so that people can even streamline even faster. It could be that they're coming in and there's only really one main thing that they need to know. They will be able to tell from the success map, there, that's it. This is the thing that I need to focus on. Oh, I didn't think that there was important, but Janet's just pointed out it has to be done. So that will really help people as an extra tool. So then I thought, okay, so that's an extra thing that's really going to help the clients. This is as part of the promotion. So this is something that they will get. Now, what else can I be doing? Well, I know that it's going to be helping me because it's going to help me to get my clients even faster results, which means that they will stay. They'll stay being clients with me. That's why I do get good retention rates, because I focus on what's going to get them so that they will get better results. So then another one to think about is, all right, well, what about people who don't even become customers? You know, what can I be doing that's going to make it a win for them? So that's got me thinking, all right, so these success maps that I'm putting together for my clients, can I create a version that shows them, you know, here's how you can make your decisions, and whether you come to me to be able to master those particular parts and get the extra templates to make it fast, or if you think you can do it on your own, either way, you've got a version of the success map that means it'll tell you what you need to do. So then that becomes something that is a great benefit to help people. So it's not just going to be buy this, buy this, buy this. It'll be, okay, work out your path. Do you want my help? Yeah. So that's one of those tools. Now, the next one that I can think about then is, well, what about my existing clients? What can I be doing as part of the promotion that's going to help them? So there's a few ways you can do this. One will be a special offer for existing clients. You know, I like to reward loyalty. So there's a special offer for those. But even more, if people are taking action with what you do, tell their story. Give them an opportunity to tell their story. And so ask them, what is it that's going to be able to, what parts of your story do we want to focus on? So it's not just a matter of a testimonial, I got results. It's about what's going to help you to grow your business. So what part of your story will we focus on? Because are you at the moment looking for new clients, new leads? Are you looking to get joint venture partners? Are you looking to be known, you know, and to be a podcast guest, for example? Let us focus on what it is that you want, and let's share that part of your story. This can all happen as part of a promotion, as part of a launch. So I've just given you there 3 examples that you can be watching as I do this, because they're actually happening right now in my business. So, you know, peek behind the curtains that you can see. So this is a process that I'm using myself at the moment, and I'm having very transparent conversations with people, saying to them, okay, well, what is in it for you? What's the best thing that you can get out of this? And can we think of another group? Let's just, between us, really creatively see if we can brainstorm and come up with a fourth win. We can do it. So that's now over to you. Now I've got a special worksheet for you that you can download. This is my new thing that I'm trialing at the moment with the podcast is to give you some kind of action worksheet that you can use every single podcast episode, because I really want you to take action. So if you're on iTunes and you're just listening to this, come over to the podcast page. And you will see there, apart from you can watch the video, and the transcript is there, and the show notes, but you can also download the worksheet so that you can use this all the time as a prompt for every time you do any kind of promotion in your business that can help walk you through the fourth win test. Okay, I would love to hear from you. Is this something that you've learnt from me previously? If you've been one of my clients, have you used this? And I'd love to see examples of what did you come up with when you were looking for the fourth win? Is this new to you? I would love to hear how you're thinking of using it and any ahas that you had. Now, you can do that by dropping me an email. You can leave a comment on the podcast page. I would love it if you would leave a really honest review for me over on iTunes, because that will help other people to be able to discover this. I'd really appreciate if you do that. And that might be just sharing what you've learned on this particular podcast would be great. So please do that. And most importantly, my challenge to you is to take action this week. So download that worksheet that I've got for you and think about either something you've got coming up or something you've already been doing that you might be able to add that creative twist to simply by applying the fourth win test. That's my challenge to you. What can you do to add your own flavor and, increase your impact, amplify the impact you'll have through everything that you're doing? That would be great. Okay, go get them, folks. Bye.